Alright, let me fix this a little bit. There we go. Alright. I still need to fix this. Oh, wait, tilt this up. Ooh, my tripod's so shitty, I'm afraid I'm gonna break it. Okay. Alright. See if I remember how to do this. Because it's been a while. It's been about a month since I made a video and talking about life and stuff, and that's what I'm gonna do now because things have happened. Good things though, not all bad. But yeah, so I'll start with the good stuff. I'm currently back at college, so that's been great, that's been awesome. First week was really tough because I wasn't used to it, and just being around people and dealing with them, and taking the bus and just being in a classroom again, like it was all very like but yeah, first week was hard. I slept a lot because I was tired, but no, I'll be starting my 4th week, so I'm finally back into the swing of things, and I'm in school mode now, like my brain's in school mode. Like I'm making this, and then in the back of my mind I'm like, I should be studying German, and I should be reading my textbook, but I decided to make this because, well, I don't have therapy till Wednesday, and I have stuff to say, so, yeah, classes are good. I am taking a history of magic class, which is very, very interesting. I was kind of hoping it was going to be, like, magic, like witches and stuff, but it's magicians, which is still pretty cool, learning about, like, Houdini and Howard Thurston, and those are the only 2 I can remember right now, but yeah, so learning about that type of magic. Class is good. The teacher's very nice, very like soft-spoken guy, but yeah, so, and then I have a PR and advertising class, which is a lot like my other PR class that I had, so a lot of it's like review stuff, but the teacher's a new guy. He seems good. He seems nice, has a little bit of trouble working some things though, because he's not used to, I guess, our system or whatnot. But yeah, my class is good. Then I have German's very interesting. I took German back in high school, which for me was about 10 years ago. Even saying that makes me sound so old, but it was. So yeah, getting back into the just saying German words and stuff like that, but my teacher, he talks very, very fast in German, and I can only pick up like a few words, so then I have to kind of be like, okay, well, if he says that, I know that word, so he probably wants me to do this. Like, his teaching's very weird. I had a class with him before, but it wasn't a German class. Yeah, it seems okay. I don't really like when he makes us read dialogue out loud because, well, I don't like talking in front of people, and I don't like talking in front of people in English, let alone German. But I'm getting better at it, I guess. It's kind of funny, he makes us like memorize a dialogue, which it's not a lot, it's like 2 or 3 sentences, but in order to memorize it, I've been clapping while I say the words. So like for Friday I had to memorize Wenn meinst du denn? Natürlich kenn ich ihn. Das ist mein Bruder Max. So every time I do it, I was like, I was clapping along with it, so I was like, den meinst du denn? Natürlich kann ich en. Das ist mein Bruder Max. Like, I was clapping with it while I was memorizing it. That actually helps. Obviously I can't clap when I say it out loud because he'd be like, what the hell is he doing? But yeah, it helps me memorize, so that's a fun tip that I learned, and maybe if anybody else out there is taking a foreign language, try clapping along with the words. It helped me. And then my other class on Tuesdays and Thursdays is a magazine and feature writing class, which is pretty good, pretty interesting. I'm not real big on news writing. I kind of find news writing boring, you know, because it just has that like boring structure, that, you know, inverted pyramid thing. You know, if you've taken a writing class or news writing class before, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it kind of bores me. So when I saw magazine featuring, I was like, oh, I hope this isn't like writing the news, because it's not my forte. But it's not. My first assignment was pretty cool. I got to interview someone about this banned book readout that we do on our campus, and yeah, I was really nervous for the interview because I didn't feel like I had enough questions, but the girl I interviewed was like awesome. She gave me plenty of material. I was so happy. Yeah, so I handed my like rough draft of that, so hopefully I get it back and it's good. I don't know, I was actually pretty impressed with it. Like, I read it and I was like, damn, like, this sounds like it could be in a newspaper. Like, way to go me. You know, I felt pretty good about all of the first assignments, major assignments that I handed, and I felt really good about them. So I'm like, all right, I'm doing something right. So, well, hopefully I'm doing something right. I will let you know once I get everything back. But even if I'm not, even if the teacher doesn't like it, I liked it, and I felt good about what I handed in, so hopefully they do too. Yeah, so school's good, you know, tiring at times, but I haven't had a point yet where I'm like, what am I doing here? This is stupid. I should just quit. I'm no good. I haven't had that moment yet, which is good because it's only like the fourth, well, it's gonna be the fourth week, but I thought I would have that moment, especially with other things going on. I'm gonna get into those other things right now because I have a limited amount of time because I have too much stuff on my phone and I didn't think about deleting anything. So, okay. My last video I talked about my ex contacting me and how that didn't go well. Well, that was a month ago, and a month later, guess who messages me? I'm laughing just because I'm like, I knew something like this was gonna happen. I even told my therapist, I said, I'm worried about starting up classes again and having either my ex or my used to be best friend try to come back into my life, and then like my brain will go like, oh, well, you can't focus on school anymore, you have to focus on this now. But luckily that hasn't happened, except for when I'm like by myself, like when I'm on the bus. Ugh. Being on the bus and having something on your mind, it's just time to just sit there and think about it and write about it. Been doing a lot of that too on the bus, but yeah, so he messaged me again. He was away for a while and he came back, and you know, at first, you know, it was just like before, catching up and this and that, and we didn't really talk about what happened a month ago. You know, I had this thing where I can't be mean. I can't. Like, I care too much about people. I can't just tell someone to fuck off, you know? And also, I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel like I wanted him to just fuck off. You know, because we never got to sit down face to face and talk, even, you know, a month ago when we tried to talk about things over text and it didn't work. And we were talking to each other back and forth, and he started talking about, like, you know, well, tell me, like, you know, pretty much, like, tell me what I did wrong in case I get a second chance. I was not expecting that, honestly. I was not expecting him to say anything like that. But, again, we started talking about it over text, and I was, like, you know, sorry, my ear. And I did start talking about it with him, you know, like, explaining how I felt like there was a deadline for me in order to be physically intimate with him. I felt like there was, like, he already had a time in his mind where it was like, she's not ready by this time, I'm out. Like, that's what I thought with him. That's kind of how I feel in general about relationships with guys. It's in my head when I even think about being interested in someone. It's, well, you know, there's gonna be a deadline, and if you're not ready, they're gone. So why bother? And he said there was no deadline. And I, like, trying to explain to him, like, okay, it may not have felt that way to you, but to me, it felt that way. And I can't explain why. And it's not all on him. You know, it's me too. It may just be a deadline that is, you know, just in my head, just something to stop me from, you know, getting hurt. So I just, you know, decide not to pursue anyone. Like I said, I don't know why it feels that way or felt that way, but, like, him saying, like, oh, there was no deadline, like, okay, like, but to me, it felt that way. So I was trying to explain to him how it felt to me, because that's what he wanted. But then we stopped talking about that, which I'm glad. But he did talk about wanting to, like, get together and talk, which hasn't happened yet, which I'm glad. I kind of want to wait until I've had therapy on Wednesday to, you know, deal with that. Talk to my therapist about that. Because, yeah, I want to meet up and talk, like, face to face about things. Like, yes, it's gonna be awkward, and I'm probably gonna be silent some of the time, or not know what to say, or say the wrong thing, but I would rather be sitting in front of him, seeing his face, seeing his body language, you know, seeing the communication between us face to face rather than through a screen, because that's when things get messed up. So, you know, we've been texting back and forth, you know, a little bit here and there, not too much, but I'm like, I'm okay with that. I just have this thought now of, okay, I really gotta meet up and talk. It's like I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on. Like, what does he want from me? Because a relationship, I know I'm not ready to just jump right back in where we left off. Like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I know it. Like, that's one thing I know for sure. It's not gonna happen right away. Will it ever happen? between me and him. I go back and forth between, like, yes, I would give him another chance because I'm a different person than I was a couple months ago. And then no, because I am a different person than I was a couple months ago. You see what I mean? Because I'm a different person than I was when we were dating. I feel like that's either gonna make the relationship better or it's gonna make me realize that this is what I want. So I don't know which one I'm leaning towards, because, you know, I met up with my friend the other day after school, and it was nice to just sit. We sat outside of Dunkin' Donuts with her sister and bullshit and talked for 2 hours, and it was awesome. It was like the best part of my week, because it was just something that was like something I used to do all the time. It felt so familiar, and I felt so comfortable talking to her, and that was, you know, just sharing things that went on, stuff like that. Like that's the stuff that I miss out of, like, having, you know, boyfriend or significant other, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Like, I miss that simple share my day with someone, you know, or say good morning to someone, or, you know, just little things like that. Like, I miss that. Or, you know, meeting up and hanging out with someone, going for walks, you know, just sitting outside underneath stars and talking for hours. Like, I want that stuff. I want that. I even miss, you know, some of, like, the physical stuff, like, you know, like holding hands and just, like, little things like that. Like, yeah, I even miss that too, a little bit. But I don't know if it's gonna happen with him. A part of me is like, yeah, I want it to happen with him, because, you know, he was my first real boyfriend. He was the first guy I ever said I love you to, and I meant it. I should say it more often to, like, families over that, but I don't say it that often to people. So when I do say it, like, I mean it. I don't say it just to make someone feel good or anything like that. Like, when I say I love you someone, that means I love you. Like, it doesn't have to be in a romantic sense. It doesn't, you know, it can be just in, like, a friendship way. Like there's just something you feel when you're with that person, where you're just like, yeah, this is love. This is what people sing songs about and write poems about. Like, this is that feeling. Like, I recognize that. And I recognized that with him pretty early on. Just didn't say it that early on. But I did say it. And I meant it. So, how's everybody else doing? I know this sounds like venting and ranting. Well, I am. But another thing, I'm okay now. Like, I'm good. And I wouldn't mind sharing that with someone, but I also don't want to get to the point where I feel like I need someone to make me feel good. Because I don't. Like, I have felt more confident about myself the past 3 or 4 months than I have my entire life. Like, just, you know, obviously not right now, but, like, just dressing up, making myself look good, taking pictures of myself. My camera right now is, the reason why I don't have space is because my camera is full of selfies of me, because I love the way I've been looking, I love the way I've been feeling, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna take a picture because my outfit looks good, my hair looks good, my makeup looks good, I look good, I feel good. It's that self-love thing that I heard about for years and was like, that's bullshit. Or, of course I love myself. Like, of course. I was like, no, I didn't. I didn't. And I didn't realize that I needed to until I lost everything, or pretty much the people who I depended on for my happiness. Which is a bad thing. Don't do that. Don't put your happiness all in someone else. That's the thing. If I get into a relationship, I'm not gonna do that again. I want to have that giddy, happy feeling, of course. But I don't want it to overpower me to the point where it's like, without this person, I'm not complete. Because that's bullshit. And that's how I started to feel, honestly. You know, I felt that way with him, I felt that way with my friends, so then when I lost both, it was like, who am I? And that's what I've been doing, figuring it out, and still figuring it out, and I will still probably be figuring it out, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but time will tell. So I've got about 3 minutes left on this, so I'm gonna stop this here, and yeah, thanks for listening to me talk about my life and all this crazy nonsense, and maybe I'll do a spoken word poem, or I haven't been going to the Goodwill, so I haven't been able to do like a haul, which kind of sucks, but you know, maybe sometime. Oh god, don't do that. Double chin, thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Hope everyone has a good day, and see you next time.